Hello, today we're going to start working with simulation of hydraulic and pneumatic circuits. In this case, I'm going to use a software called Autosim. It has a free license of 40 days. That will be enough time for us to practice and work. So let's start. Here, this is the environment that we're going to use. On the top we can see the menus, and then on the left we can see other menus that are going to refer to electric elements like contacts, motors, different things. We also have valves, hydraulic elements, actuators, valves, and hydraulic elements. And then we have actuators, pneumatic valves, pneumatic elements, and lines. Now, what is going to happen here? Well, we're going to make a simple and basic system, a pneumatic circuit. But in order to do that, we always have to start with the element that will give energy to the system. So to do that, I can select these parts on the left. So I'm going to not working with valves at the beginning, but with pneumatics. So I select my symbol. As you can see, if I select a symbol, it appears surrounded by 4 little square dots. So I select my compressor and I drag it to the working area. What can I do with this? Well, if I select it, I can move it, or if I click right, I have a menu where I can see that I can make, for example, a rotation of the symbol 90 degrees to the right. Now what happens, I can also go to properties and I can select the units that can be pascals or bars, and I can select the value of the compressor, let's say 15. Okay, so I have my compressor. Now what I need something that reduces the temperature of the air that was compressed by the compressor. So I don't have an element like that in the options of pneumatics. So what I am going to do, or what can I do? What I can do is I can click right on the working area and I can add an object. Here I have a menu where, as you can see, I have several options of the things that I have. So let's go to pneumatics and let's go to accessories. Let's open, and here I have several options. So the first thing that I need is a cooler, enfriador. So I select it and I can double click on enfriador. It appears on the working area. So I have to select it and I can move it around to make the connection. So I will try to make match with my little blue circles. Now, how do I make sure that they are connected? Well, I can click right on the working area and I can click the option of show broken connections. So what happens? A red circle appears. So let's select the cooler and let's move it. If I broke the connection between the compressor and the cooler, you can see that red circles appear. So that means that if I select it and I move it, and the red circle disappears and it only remains the blue one, that means that there's a connection in that point and it's a successful connection. Now I need to add the first remotion of the humidity. So let's add a filter with automatic drain. If I click in select the object, check what happens. The symbol gets attached to the cursor, so I can move it and then I can make the connection. I think that's easier than double clicking. Now I need to add another object, and in this case is going to be an accumulator. What is going to happen here? Well, we don't have a tank per se, like in a pneumatic symbol, but we have an accumulator that follows or has the same principle, the working principle, so I can add it and I make my connection. Then, before getting into my service unit, I need to add my secador, the humidifier. So add the object and make my connection. Yep. So now what happens? I need to add a filter to make sure that no moisture or dust particles get into the system. So that is going to be the starting part of my service unit. As you can see, here I have my complete symbol for the service unit, or in this case, let's work one by one of the elements. So I need to look for my filter and separator. Yeah, no, yes, I can use that one, or a manual drainer. Let's go with the one with separator. Add the object, and I made my connection. Then I need to add an object, and that object is a regulator valve. So pressure regulator, and here you have it, pressure regulator. I need to add my object. What happens here? As you can see, it has only one direction, and we need to be careful with the direction of the symbol. So what I am going to do is I'm going to select it first, click right, rotation 180 degrees, and then I can move it. So the flow of the air is going to come into this direction, and if something happens that the pressure goes over a given value, it will be activated. So also by selecting and clicking right in properties, I can set the units, and then I can see the pressure at the exit. I think we had 15 bars. Now I am going to add my pressure measuring device in accessories, and that's known in Spanish as manometro. Add the object, and there we have it. And after that I need to add my lubricator. Here it is, add object. That's the first part, in which we have the part of the compressor and the service unit to make the system work, because this is in charge of giving energy and setting everything to work properly. So I can select everything and drag it downside to have the upper part as working area. Now after this point, what I need to add is my control valves. So I'm going to select this one, I'm going to drag it. Now check. How do I connect them? Well, if I place my cursor over one of the red circles, it will appear a black circle with lines. So I can click, and as you can see, a pencil appears and a line it's over here. So if I click here, what happens? I am setting a possible path for my line. So we can do that if we have a really complex symbol. I just click ESC key to cancel that operation. In this case, I don't need that complexity, so I am going to click on the red circle, and then I'm going to connect to the following red circle. Voila, I have my connection. This valve only has one-way direction, so the other element will need an exit. So in this case, here I have my exit, and then I can move it to make the connection. Now what I need to do is I'm going to add an actuator, in this case a single acting actuator, and voila, there we have it. Let's make the connection. And there it goes. So my circuit is complete. So how can I make the simulation of the circuit? Well, I can click this green arrow that will give me a go. In program, go or F12 as a hotkey. So I'm going to click this one, and let's wait. It's going to make the computation of the circuit and everything happens. Check, let's change this. Let's select the manometer and change the unit to bars, because that's the one that we have been using. So as you can see, we have 15 bars in the system. Now let's activate the valve. Oops, how are we going to do that? Well, a valve has to be activated by a command or an operator. So in this case, let's change this. By the way, as you saw, I can modify properties of the elements while the simulation is running. How do I know if it's running? Because in here I can see a black square that it's like a stop. If we have that square, that means that the simulation is running. So let's select the directional valve. Let's click right, properties, and check. Over here I can select different types of elements to make this valve work. So I'm going to select a button on the left side, and I'm going to click OK. So what happens? The simulation is running. I'm going to push the button, and then this is going to make the cylinder go out. How do I activate the other side? But before that, why is this valve going back to the middle position? This valve of 3 positions, they are designed to go back to the middle position, or to go back always to the center automatically. That's the reason they have 3 positions. So usually the middle one, you come back to that middle position automatically. So I need to make another modification. So on the left side, I'm going to select another button. I'm going to click OK, and then what happens? The circuit restarted. So if I select the left button, I see that I am going to push the cylinder to the right. It's going to go out. If I click the button on the right, I can see that I'm going to release some of the air to make it come back. Okay, so this is the first example of circuit that we are going to have. Have a good one. See you in the next.